Greetings and welcome tonight. You are tuned inside out to Castle Cat. Tonight we shall be peering into the spilled brains with musical notes lodged within them. For a swinging good time with Marquis and the Rhythm Howlers.
How you doing that night, Black Rabbit? Whoa! Yeah! It's good to see you. Good to raise your hand first time. Raise your hand. Raise your hand second time. Raise your hand second time. You don't even know what I'm talking about. Raise your hand third time. You don't even know. How many drums you drinking tonight? Raise your hand first drink. Okay, you can fix that. Raise your hand second drink. Oh, you know what to do. Raise your hand third drink. That's right. That's my people right there. And fourth drink, you're already home already. That's fine. That's fine. Third. The night is young. Let's have some more. How about you? One.
Sending shivers down your shuddering spine, spiraling your mind into complete madness. How's it creeping, Marquis?
It's been creeping along wonderfully. Enjoying every minute.
Marquis and the Rhythm Howlers is a sort of swing mixed with big band with a jazz lounge-esque with rock and roll. Do you find it difficult to play such great music here in the 21st century of Common Era?
Absolutely challenging. I had to play a lot of mediocre music before I got to the amazingness that is the Rhythm Howlers.
Just building up skill level or even opening people's minds?
Yeah, building up experience points, getting my skill levels higher to a better level in the D&D of life. Just trying to do what I want, the way I want, to whom I want. The only challenge is to not play such great music, I would say. We were lucky enough to have supportive people wherever we go. And the other ones I don't pay attention to. If they aren't for us, they can leave.
I've been enjoying your album Post-Apocalyptic Jukebox. It has some of my favorite tunes on there, such as I'll Be Glad When You're Dead, a great message, and I love the performance of it from Louis Armstrong and Cab Calloway.
You rascal, you.
By Sam Hurd.
Yeah, Smiling Sam Third.
Ah!
Third. It's not Hurd, it's not Thread, it's Third. He was a singing waiter in New York. And that song was just kind of something he would sing around the restaurant, the bar where he was at. And one of my favorite versions of that is by Fletcher Henderson, and he does it in that minor key, or most people do it in the major key. Louis Armstrong, Cab Calloway, they did it in the major key. But Fletcher Henderson's recording is, I think, from 31, 32, correct me if I'm wrong, is in this very nice minor, and it's real.
Everything just sounds better in minor key, I feel like.
Yeah, well, it definitely sounds less major in a minor key, and it just reaches into me. I think I have some Jewish blood in me, like some great grandparent, and you know, in some cultures, minor key is not necessarily an evil thing. It's just a thing, especially in a lot of Jewish music and a lot of like some versions of Mexican music down there.
The Romani music as well.
Exactly, Romani music. You can have any emotion in this minor key. It's not necessarily a dark thing, but in America, culturally, it's become known as a spooky thing, that weird relative thing.
It's just because humans in America are stupid.
They're a little short. They're also very short.
They're short?
Yeah, they're actually very short.
They're smaller than other places.
Yeah.
See, I'm such a short person, short feline anywhere I go, so even if I'm among short people, I still feel short.
You tower. Even though, that's right, well, poor kitty.
Well, that's why we climb on things.
That's right, and you jump on, you're like the mountain goats of suburbia.
Basically.
Yeah.
What can you tell us about this album and how you went about recording it in the process?
We named it after, it's kind of a joke, on Postmodern Jukebox. That's a popular band right now whom I've met once or twice, the guy, Scott. And I even told him, I said, we're naming our album Post-Apocalyptic Jukebox.
Spoofing you guys.
I'm spoofing the hell out of you.
We like it, but we're going to do it better.
We're going to do our thing. And he said, it's okay, I like you, I won't sue you. And he wasn't joking. He did not sue me.
That's a good thing.
Yeah,
that's why paperwork is sometimes a good thing.
Yeah, just let it ride, Marcus.
You never know.
But we recorded the album, and we meant to do a full album because it's only got like 8 songs or something. It's an EP really, but what does that mean anymore?
It's pretty long though, isn't it?
Well, we got some longer songs on it.
You did vinyl record, which you can only do up to 44 minutes without.
Yeah, I had to actually cut one of the songs. It's you getting scoop here. The song "Dark Eyes" is edited for the vinyl because it's only 10 inches. I don't know if you knew that.
Oh, I did not.
The record is only 10 inches. Also, it's only 10 inches.
Well, that's longer than most people.
A little bit.
And then that's the beautiful thing about 10 inches too. It's it could be LP, it could be EP.
Mm-hmm.
We were going to release a EP, and then we were like, this is not going to fit on one song 8 minutes. It's not going to fit on 7 inches.
Yeah, exactly. We do a song on our record. We have a Jelly Roll Morton song. We have a Sam Third song, Cab Calloway-esque. We have an old gypsy song. We do Dark Eyes, which is beautiful. We start as a waltz, and then it comes in. I have an amazing band that plays, and they have amazing musical ideas that they bring into it. Also, when we're performing live, we pepper in some originals, because I have a lot of original songs in my personal portfolio. But I like to just pepper them out there. I'm a little nervous playing them for a room full of dancers, oftentimes.
How are they going to react to this? Are they going to be able to get down? Is it going to be too much for them to
Can
grasp?
they get funky to this fresh funk? So then it's up to me to hopefully the song's good enough where they don't think about that. And sometimes it works.
Now we are in anticipation for more of these tunes.
Well, the next album is going to be largely originals, which is why I'm very excited to get in the studio.
Have you been performing those songs often?
A few of them, not as often as I'd like, but some of them. We have a song called, I don't know if we're going to call it Destruction or This Destruction Dance, but it's a fun song we like to play that's gotten a good response. I have a song, Dance Like Peg, which is about the woman who threw herself off the Hollywood sign.
Yes.
And it's a tragic story. And so I thought I'd immortalize it in my own way with a nice little Roomba. So you can dance to it and think about dead people. And mostly a lot of the songs about love, because I think every song is really about love of one form or another.
It's what all the good stuff stems from. The good stuff and the terrible stuff.
Yeah, love or lack of.
How would you describe your live shows? In 3,892 words or less.
Yeah, or less. Well, good. I describe them as very fun. Fun for the macabre, lovers of the dark arts. Well, are you familiar with Chet Zar? He's an amazing dark artist, painter. Look him up. Amazing. And Chet Zar referred to us as the house band for the dark art movement, to which I am very grateful, because I feel his paintings are the murals of my mind sometimes, especially when I'm listening to something rather morose, macabre, and bloody. What was the question?
When did this all start? Before or after death?
I started out as a guitar player when I was probably 12 years old, and I've been doing it ever since. I've been a full-time musician for 7 years now, and before that I owned a vintage clothing shop in my hometown of Redlands. Great town.
Oh, I've been there.
Yeah.
Very interesting place.
Mhm.
Super fucking hot in the summer.
The summer nights are lovely though. Oh, it's like 70 degrees at 10 o'clock at night. It can be lovely. And beautiful cemetery there, where my grandparents are buried. Beautiful Hillside Cemetery, name drop. I had a lot of fun there as a kid, and a lot of fun, and those good memories. But I started playing music a long time ago. Kept going through many bands. I had a band called Hobo Jazz.
Hey, that's a good name.
It was a great band, still a great band. We play like once a year now. We sound better than ever, but we're just not getting shows. We're not really looking for shows. The Rhythm Howlers, this incarnation of the Rhythm Howlers, came out from a desire to play the music I wanted to play. I wanted to have a band that just made me happy. And because I don't think I'm an anomaly. I don't think I'm terribly unique at all. Who can be? We're all influenced by the same 1,000 things, right?
Just 4 elements and building off of those.
Exactly, all we are. There's nothing new under the sun. So whatever I feel, I figure there's an audience out in this world of a gazillion people. There's enough people that I don't have to play music I don't want to play to reach people. So I started this band. I said, what do I like? I like Susie and the Banshees. I like Adam and the Ants. I like Cab Calloway. I like Lionel Belasco. I like a lot of these things from all through the years. I don't want a band that just plays music from 1928, although that would be a great band, and I'd go see that band, and I probably do play in that band sometimes, but that's not my band. I wanted a reflective band, something a little spooky, a lot of fun, high energy, not too self-indulgent beyond what I find fitting. And so I came up with some songs that I wanted to do. I honed it down. I got some shows lined up. I started playing with some of my favorite musicians, and it's become what it is now, and I love it. I'm very, very happy with it, and I think it translates.
So members that you've been playing, you played with the band members in Howlers for like years before this project?
All the members from the recording band and all my core musicians are mainly all from one place.
Hell.
Well, some would call it that, yeah. some would definitely call it that. But it's also a great place. But we started out at around Halloween at downtown Disney. We were the Oogie Boogie Band, which was the Rhythm Howlers under the Nightmare Before Christmas banner.
I feel like I saw some sort of like poster or something, or that sounds familiar too, unless it's just because I watched Nightmare Before.
You're also an Oogie Boogie man yourself. You're in that ilk of people. You're one of the Oogie Boogie of the world.
Critters creaking around behind the fabrics of nightmares. What is one of your most wild shows, or a show in particular that stand out to you?
Oh gee, a wild show. Well, let's see. One of my most memorable shows, the one we just did, was at the Fonda for the Edwardian Ball, which was a lovely, good time. It was probably I don't know if it was the biggest crowd or the biggest room, but it felt wonderful. And to have the whole dance floor of the Fonda was just people waltzing, which was lovely. And then then they start trying to swing dance. I like playing for dancers, but I love playing for people that aren't dancers, because it being a swing band, it kind of reaches to fresh people. The swing dance community is its own niche.
So does it start getting?
It's nice.
So does it start to like the sounds like infecting people who aren't going into like a formulaic of swing dancing? They kind of like move to their like own thing. You see, start happening.
Well, yeah, the movement's one thing, and I love swing. I love just two swing.
Yeah, not bashing
yeah.
it or anything.
No,
it's great too.
Love you. But I like to see it get into people that might not have the urge to dance a lot, or might not be familiar with a swing band and how it kind of infects you and makes you, these blisters of rhythm where you just start moving, and it's a lot of fun. And so it's nice to reach new people that might not otherwise see us. So that was a fun show. As far as wild, we do a monthly show at Black Rabbit Rose in Hollywood with the lovely production of Tease If You Please, they do amazing burlesque in Los Angeles, and Donna Hood is in charge of that. And we put on this show called The Scarlet Hour, and it's wild. The format is a beautiful burlesque dancer dancing to us, and then we do a song, and then that goes about 10 times through the night. That pattern of girl, no girl, girl, no girl, and it's always an amazing time. And sometimes it gets a little wild. But always good.
I'll have to come to one. You do those monthly or something?
Monthly, yeah. We just had one this past Wednesday, and it was another good time. Very good time. And Clifton's is always crazy when we play there.
Good evening, my good friends. It is I, Joe Ghidorah Ghoul. Here today on Axe Ghoul Question, we have the very lovely...
Hi, I'm Julia.
Hello, Julissa. And I hear today you'll be talking to us about dragons.
Yeah.
Alright. Well, please do tell us your tale.
Filming.
Alright, so, once upon a time, in 2016...
Ah, yes, 2016.
I looked up at the sky, and there was this, like, crazy fucking cloud. And it's like, it was moving, because clouds move.
Mm-hmm.
And me and my friend were, like, we were pretty stoned, and we look up, and she looks at me, and I look at her, and we say, dude, is that a fucking dragon? And that was like the beginning of our weird little awakening. So since I grew up around Temple City and like San Diego, there's like a really large Asian community, so the dragon definitely pops up a lot. So we were like, all right, let's wake up our subconscious. Let's use this as a symbol of what's it called? A symbol to look at when we're not consciously aware of that we're looking at it, right? Mm-hmm. So then all of a sudden there was like dragons popping up left and right. So we're like, let's hit the fucking library, bro. So we go to the library and we start looking up dragons. And apparently, the story of dragons is that every ancient civilization that has ever been written about, has ever been like studied, talks about a dragon. So there's different feelings about this dragon, right? But it all basically means it comes from a place of knowledge. So in the north and from the north, the south, the east, and the west, they all see it kind of differently. And Yeah, so we started looking into it, and we know, and like one day we go on this road trip, and at the end of it, this guy has this like snake stick, and he's like, "Do you guys want to play with dragons?" And we're like, "What the fuck?" And this is like all in the same year, so it's like all of these synchronicities are like coming together, right?
So tell me, the dragons that you saw, what type were they? Were they Chinese, European? What type?
Okay, so like I said, I grew up in a really large Asian community, so they started off as Chinese dragons. But the weird thing was that it started off with an imperial dragon, which in Chinese culture there's the 4-clawed dragon and then there's the 5-clawed dragon. The 5-clawed dragon is the gold imperial dragon, which was only meant for the king, or like the
Emperor.
The emperor, yes. So if it like ancient, let's take it back to when this guy would like have killed. This guy would have killed someone if they saw the imperial dragon because it wasn't meant for them. It was only meant for like the royal family kind of thing, right? So only common river to see the 4-clawed dragon. So when someone made that note to us that like, you know, we were wearing the imperial dragon, like, what's it called? That's what we saw most often was the Chinese dragon. And then it eventually moved to the Japanese dragon, and then we moved to a European dragon, and it was just kind of like fell into
I'm a little bit fuzzy on the difference between the Japanese dragon and the Chinese dragon. Remind me the difference.
Okay. So, this is actually pretty cool. So like I said, the Chinese dragon has the 4 claws and the 5 claws, right?
And they usually have the beard and the whiskers.
Yeah, there's different types of dragons. There's like boar dragons, which they have the head of a boar. And there's just the one that we usually see, which is like the big one with the like, mouth like this, right? And like the big old eyes. And then there's other heads of dragons. There's like a bird. There's like more like a bird-like dragon, and that's the one with the feathers on it. And then anyway, so hold on, I lost my train of thought.
Was the Japanese version of a dragon?
Ah, right. Okay, so cool fact: Japanese dragons have 3 claws. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So the reason why is because when they shipped a bunch of like cool art over to Japan, they were like, let's make a 3-claw dragon because these guys got it 4 and 5, OG, original. Let's do this.
I see. Quite interesting. I did not realize that. But aside from the number of claws, is there any other difference between the Chinese dragon and the Japanese?
Differences?
Like physically speaking, if I were to look up.
Well, both of them are like it stems from the Chinese culture of looking at it. So there's the green dragon, the blue dragon, the golden dragon, the red dragon, and
Dragon Go.
yeah, and then there's another colored dragon, but it's supposed to stand for all the elements. So in Japanese culture, they also believe that.
I see. That is quite fascinating.
There's also like a specific number of scales that the dragon has. Yeah, so that's pretty cool.
I see. So basically what you're saying is that you and your friend got stoned and next thing you know, dragons were your new obsession because you thought you saw one.
Well, yeah, it's like we started having dreams together, so
Dreams as well.
Yeah.
Quite fascinating.
so like the
What
whole
happened in these dreams?
my favorite dream is like the reason why dragons are so relevant is because I had a dream of a girl falling through 4 different dragons. And
Through them?
Yeah, like
What
so.
do you mean, like?
So like this is a dragon, right?
Okay.
And she's like falling like over it, and then this is another dragon. And she's like falling over it, and then there's another one. And she's like falling.
So she's not lucky enough to land on one to give her a ride. She's just
Well,
missing
no, she's gracefully like moving across them. So they were like flying, and she was just falling through them, like as though like it was just meant to be, you know, like she was sliding through them.
I see.
And she calls me and she's like, "Girl, I just had the craziest dream," and she's like, "I was falling through dragons," and I was like, "Wait, what? Did we just dream tag right now?"
Wow.
That's pretty
Quite
cool.
fascinating. Well, speaking of falling.
Sorry, dancers. Bear traps are coming.
Have you ever had any out of the usual paranormal experiences that made you jump?
One time I was in Mississippi. My family owns a ranch out there. Circle M Ranch. Out in Picayune, Mississippi. And we were staying in the guest house, my father and I. And we were, the people that had lived in it was the old people's house. It was the parents' house, and they had passed. And we were they'd use it for a guest house, so we were staying there. And we were videotaping, I was on a little camcorder type thing. And I go to my dad, and I swear I saw an old woman on the view screen that wasn't there. And it scared the bejesus out of me.
I would imagine so. Like, who is this?
Holy crap. It was probably some family, probably one of my people, but it scared the crap out of me. And on the video, you can see me just like drop the camera. And there's nothing that shows up on the video, but I remember through the view screen, I saw something and I freaked out. My dad thought I was losing my mind.
Goosebumps.
Yeah, it was a little goosebumpy. It was more than that. It was scared the crap out of me. But we slept there that night, I just assumed that any spirits will be benevolent and
Peaceful, respectful.
peaceful. Yeah, well, they would see that I was family,
Right?
and
Or left.
yeah, whatever's remnant of the bloodline. And we later went to an old abandoned graveyard that's my family's. It's like an old Civil War era graveyard.
Interesting.
It was a lot of it was growing over. It's probably completely obscure now. It was really hard to get to. They had to give us directions like stop at the bump in the road. And then look right, and
Go past the 32nd Street to
exactly.
your left.
If you smell dead pig, you've gone too far. And true. And we did rubbings of the headstones.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, with on the ground, the paper with so I still have yet to frame those, and that was 13 years ago. I still have them though.
They're becoming more rare now that the tombstones have eroded away completely.
The whole cemetery has probably been washed out. That was right before Katrina.
Oh, shit.
I hear they're doing okay.
Heard some pretty terrifying horror stories just about that.
Oh, gee, the whole thing.
Guard, like, you're going to stay here and you're going to die.
Oh yeah. Oh Jesus. The hospital where my grandfather was born he was born there in 1931, but the hospital during Katrina people went there because thinking it was a safe spot, and then it got surrounded once the levees broke. It just turned into an island, and there were people that just maybe we're not gonna make it. And I think there was a severe.
Is that the one where everybody ended up on the roof? I mean, I'm sure people on
Many
the roof.
people, yeah, that was a lot of roof people. They rescued Fats Domino from his roof.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
I did not know that.
Oh yeah, there was some news footage of him. And he's not skinny Domino,
No.
or he wasn't.
I've been seeing him more often since he passed over into the next dimension.
Yeah, he's amazing. I'm a big fan.
Good evening, my friends, and welcome once again to Ask School a Question. I'm your host, Joe Hidora Google. And once again, we are joined by the very lovely and immortal
Julissa Lopez.
Jolisa, my dear. It is so good to have you back.
It's not too bad being back, sir.
Nice. Now tell us, I hear you have quite an interesting tale to tell about, well, the tail ending of a very dark period of your life.
The tail. So, once
One
upon
tail,
a
not
time-
two.
Okay. Once upon a time, Julie went crazy. Then all of a sudden, she woke up. That's
What kind of crazy are we talking here?
I was like hearing voices and shit, and like passing out randomly, and like being like attacked by things and like.
So schizophrenia mixed with narcolepsy then?
Bro, straight up, yeah. That's like totally what it felt like, yeah.
Damn. That sounds like a deadly combination.
Yeah, and like every witch that I went to did not want to help me. They were like, girl, this is way too much energy. I am not trying to deal with this. Like, I got my own shit to deal with.
You scared them away.
Scare them away.
Wow.
Yeah.
That that is something else. Sounds like no one wanted to help you.
No, it's because I needed to help myself.
Ah, yes.
Moral of the story.
Ah, yes.
Okay, so how did I get over this?
Yes, do tell.
Okay, so I ended up going to my aunt's house, and every morning at 6 in the morning, we would go to do Bikram yoga, which is I think it's like 30 poses in a room that's like 120 degrees. So doing
120 degrees.
Yeah.
That's hot.
It's pretty hot. It's pretty steamy.
Yes, and it's already hot as hell in here, so I can only imagine.
Yeah, no, you're definitely supposed to be dripping sweat. So, so a 90-minute session of Bikram yoga is the equivalent of a 2-mile run.
Wow.
Yeah, and like, so, you know, it gets the body moving. Okay, so I did this every single day for 3 months at 6 in the morning. Okay, and I was still dealing with a lot, so like every time that I went, I would either like, I'd come out and I'd be like, wow, this feels great, but I'm exhausted and I'm still a little irritated, like I don't know if I want to do this tomorrow. But my aunt was like, honey, you are coming every single time with me, right? So after the first few weeks, I was like, okay, this is doing me good, I look great, I feel great, might as well keep going. I was still really upset though, because I was still hearing stuff and like still get visited by things, and like I was still kind of passing out randomly every now and then. But my aunt was making sure that I was eating a very balanced diet, making sure that I was drinking enough water, making sure that I was doing yoga all the time, right? So there was this teacher that I ended up getting, and like his voice fucking irritated me, like, oh my gosh. But it was because I had so much hate in my body, you know?
Like, what was his voice like? What was it that made it so irritating?
It was just pitchy. It was just pitchy, and he was very condescending. And I just didn't, I'm a very particular person. So like when I would hear it, I would get really, really, really annoyed, and I would be like, oh, I can't even yoga right now because this guy has a voice, right? So
perhaps I should ask him sometime.
Nah, this guy's amazing.
Oh, really?
So, yes, because
That's a switch.
so like 5 days go by, right? I had already been doing this for almost a month. So like I'm a month in, and I'm starting to have this teacher all the time, and I'm starting to realize every time that I go, why am I getting irritated at a person for simply existing? Like, that is like so rude. That is so rude of me. Like, the point of yoga isn't other people. It's not about being around other people. It's not about this 120-degree room. It's not about the fact that I'm losing all these calories. It's not about the fact that this is a great exercise for my body. It's that I'm supposed to be breathing and with myself, man. Right? So, I leveled up, right? Because after a while, like, I gave this guy a hug, and I was like, thank you for existing, because I was, in my head, I wasn't about to tell him that he fucking irritated me, right? But
a little reverse psychology, ladies and gentlemen.
yeah.
Instead of telling someone that they annoy the shit out of you, tell them that you love them.
Yeah, because I like ended up learning a lot about myself, like realizing why it is that I like had so much hate, like how much hate I needed to take out of my body, you know, and like how much love I needed to give myself. So eventually, like, the voices started going away, and instead of voices, I would just feel like the birds were talking to me, right? So
Birds?
like,
What were the birds saying?
the birds don't speak English, dude, you know, they just like communicate, and
So
like,
you're just hearing little pipsqueaks and whatnot.
yeah, but that's real, you know. So like I just like associated these like feelings of negativity towards these birds that were speaking always, and like
What types of
Right
birds
there
were we
with
talking?
you.
yeah.
What types of birds were we talking? Were we talking sparrows, pigeons, crows,
Like,
eagles?
eagles, like all of the birds. Like all my friends have like a different bird. Like my best friend, like every time I see a hawk, I'm like, oh shit, she's about to call me right now. Every time I see a sparrow, I think of my friend, my other friend, and I'm like, oh, she's gonna call me. When I see a blue jay, I think of my guy friend. And like, let me tell you, it's like, I don't see blue jays very often, okay? And every time they come by, doesn't matter what city I'm in, this guy ends up popping up. It's amazing. So, yeah.
Interesting. So through that yoga, you were able to just work that crazy out and conquer it.
Yeah, it's more like I converted the crazy into something that would be beneficial for me, right?
Turning a negative into a positive.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, so like yoga is amazing because when you get to that certain point of like breathing so much that your like head just doesn't even feel like it's like attached to your body. It's like what ended up happening was I was sitting in front of the mirror and I was in the front and like it felt like nothing was there and I was like really lightheaded because I was breathing like so heavy, right? We were doing the part, right? And I closed my eyes and I opened them, and when I opened them I looked down at my body and I'm all blue. And I turned behind me and all these people that are like doing this yoga, right, are like different colors and we're like in this garden. And I was like, oh girl, I'm tripping on yoga, right?
Wow,
so that
tripping on yoga.
Yeah, it was a god dream, you know?
That is a new one.
Yeah, but so then I was like, I snapped back into reality, right? And this time I like actually look around and like see what's in front of me, right? And while all these people are still doing these breaths, every time they like inhale, it was like more and more light was like beaming off of their bodies. And I was like, oh my gosh, that is so beautiful.
All just glowing in different colors.
No, it was just like light. I don't know, just like light. Yeah.
Nice. That's quite amazing. Well, my dear, we're about to see some more light as well.
Well, the preacher tried to preach, trying to save your soul. Last night I heard him singing all about Jelly Roll. Well, he calls that religion. Yes, he calls that religion. Yes, he calls that religion. But I know he's going to hell when he dies. Preacher trying to preach. He wants to save my life. Saw him in the arms
kind of freak. He wants to save your soul. He wants to lick something called Jelly Roll. He calls that religion. I pray to that every night. He calls that religion. I think I'm doing it right. Well, he calls that religion, but you know he's going to hell when it's one up in the back row. Amen, hallelujah, and all that.
What's on the horizon for Rhythm Howlers? What do you have coming up for us? Like, oh, you mentioned the album.
Yeah, I'm ready. I'm almost ready to jump in the studio and record again. The same studio we went to for our first album. Do you know Total Annihilation Studio? You know
I've heard of
Eddie?
the name. I've never been there though.
Eddie is amazing. He's a great engineer, great guy, and I love that room. They get a really good drum sound, really high ceilings, and I'm really happy with the sound that came out of that studio. So I'm definitely going to go back there again. And I can't wait to just lay out these songs. I think because the first album, the one you heard, Post Apocalyptic Jukebox, is largely a blueprint for what we did, and we did that 2 years ago, and we've since changed, or we've morphed into something I think even better in our live shows now. Where we do a lot of tangos. You know, we like to experiment with rhythm. As a swing band, we've gone outside of just the straight swing band stuff, and actually I don't really prefer to refer to us as a swing band, really, just as a band. I let people decide because I try to take the anachronism out of it. I don't want people to say, "Oh, that's an old-timey band."
It's music, and it's good to keep it fresh and always
Yeah.
evolving to
Yeah.
where you are.
Exactly. Like as much as I appreciate the aesthetic of the vintage community, and I am a proud member of the periphery of it, but it's also very limiting, and I want to get it out to the rest of the world. And I think if you wear a nice suit with a nice tie, you're cutting off a lot of people, and maybe cutting off a part of yourself.
Very true to a degree, yes.
Oh yeah, well I have problems with escapists, being one. I definitely there's philosophical objections I have with that in myself, and hopefully that all comes out in the next record. There's one song where the whole vocal track is just me grunting, which I'm really proud of that.
It's good, it's good. I can't remember what song.
That's New Orleans Bump, where you just because I wanted a vocal on every track, and that song didn't have any words.
So you don't need words.
Not when you got good grunts.
Grunts, scatting,
Yeah.
sounds, it's all part of the music.
Yeah, it's all sound, it's all music, it's all rhythm.
Let's talk about the new album. You have a title for a new album yet? Or?
Now I've got some options. I could run them by you. Want me to run them by you?
Yeah, it's good, let's go for
This
it.
could be. This is what do they call it? An exclusive.
You've got the whole list of songs here, interesting.
Let's see.
Sort of the behind the scenes.
Yeah, we
could have
could-
been
it's,
this,
uh,
could have been that.
Hey, you can have a. Let us know your favorites. Okay, this is some Carpe Noctem. Seize the Night, right? Lowborn Nobility.
If you go with Carpe Noctem, I know somebody already has your album tattooed on their arm.
Oh, bam! That guy gets a free one.
She.
That also the girl. Lowborn Nobility, but I think that was just me mad at myself one day.
These are great. Ghouls out there in TV land, what's your thoughts? Which title sounds the most creepiest to you?
Swing is Dead. I envision it as a billboard or a poster or maybe graffiti saying like "Swing is dead."
You could have like broken swing there with somebody laying on the ground bleeding.
Dead or dying. Action. more of an action thing. Yeah, and then I'm there, you know, doing a thing. That's fun. El Infierno Real.
Fire, what is...
Hell.
Hell.
Yeah, the
Fiery hell.
Yeah, the real hell.
Fuoco nella vene.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Yeah, or also I could go a little cheesy. Good Morning with a U.
Oh, Alkaline Trio did that.
They already did that? Alkaline Trio.
20 years ago.
Oh boy. Well, I wasn't alive then.
That have to, if you use that last one, that has to be like double LP or something.
Yeah, it was really long.
Yeah.
It's really long. Or you could do a spiral.
It's always helped me to see like visually.
Yeah, picture. I just like the
Gut Bucket.
Yeah, Gut Bucket, Spooky Swing. These are just ideas.
They're all pretty damn good.
They're fine.
Whatever one you use, you have to use the other ones for like song name eventually.
Yeah, exactly. And I have a list of songs I want to do. These are the covers or other versions.
Hey man, you ain't fucking around.
No, there's way too many songs. The ones that, yeah, and then I got my list of originals and songs I want to do with duets with people. Yeah, here's the songs that are going to be on the album. We've got Destruction, Everything But What I Need, you know what I mean?
Every day, every night.
Mm-hmm. Oh, so Lonely and Drinking, that's a maybe. That might just be for my personal...
It's like your I drink alone version.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't even drink, and sometimes I put that on and I'm just going to lay here like a piece of shit and like waste away.
I'm just going to be that guy, yeah. Lonely. Sometimes if you listen to a song about being lonely and drinking, you don't drink. So really, keep drinking.
I was playing it, and the funny thing was, I was like, I'm sitting here, I'm not drinking, I have the misery part down, but my ex-wife now, she probably actually is drinking herself into like a stupor right now, and if I posted this song or sent it to her, she'd be really upset, so it's almost like ironic comedy.
That's deep right there. That should be a
is
song.
ironic comedy.
Oh, absolutely. Ex-wives, ladies, don't call me.
If you don't have drinking problem yet, you will. You will after meeting me.
Yeah, yeah, but...
How does your writing process typically happen? Do you have something like in your... Does it start in your head, or are you like playing guitar and it come out?
Oh, both. Well, the guitar is my head, the head is guitar. It's all part and parcel. Oftentimes, I'll just make little musical notes on my recorder on my phone. Either a bit of melody or a bit of lyric. And I'm writing lyrics all the time writing lyrics. And it's a really nice outlet just to get some ideas out, even if I don't use it in the song. It's almost, just whatever it is. Yeah, it's very therapeutic writing things down. It gets it out of your head. It puts it into almost a material plane. And then you could judge it better. You can look at it almost three-dimensionally, as opposed to this more nebulous cloud of thought.
You're right, and then it gets mixed up with other things, or you kind of lose it if you don't get it out.
Exactly, yeah. We live in a world populated in the media, and maybe ruled by, largely, the people that we see, by clowns and poets. So, which makes me feel perfectly normal as a howler, just being myself. Some people say, why do you wear a wig? Why do you wear eyeliner? Why do you wear a mask? Why is there a skeleton on your jacket? And I say, well, why not?
Take a look around.
Everything's a clown.
Some sort of fucking mask.
Exactly. Some people ask me if I wear the mask to be something else, or why do I wear the mask? To me, it helps other people. Like for me, I'm the same without it. I wear it. I've had sweethearts tell me I'm a different person with it. And I'm not saying they're wrong, but to me, I feel the same. It helps me create a relationship with the audience where it's less intimate, and hopefully by giving them something so directly open to judge, they're less judgmental. Like instead of seeing a guy on stage emoting with his face and just putting a song out there that he's trying to communicate to you, and instead of seeing that, you see this, and you see a band, you see this wave of oddity, and I think it hopefully it sparks some kind of
It's like the,
hit. You know,
it's like they have to start from scratch instead of preconceived notions. It's like, what the hell am I in for?
Exactly.
What is this?
Exactly. So many people are so used to, like, the eyes are the window, and I always, when I'm wearing this, I forget that people can't see me raising my eyebrows, or they can't see me, they almost can't see me smile, and most of my face is covered. And I think that creates a sense of openness in an audience sometimes, beyond the initial, whoa. Yeah, I think it's a way to get a little deeper into them before they form opinions. And you close them off, and then you know, it's like the Trojan horse of spooky swing bands.
Let it all come out, and you find the audience find themselves are actually more freaky than they had imagined before.
Exactly. You'd be surprised how many people that I would not expect coming up to me and say they love what we do. It's every time we do a show, it's people that I don't expect visually, like people that I wouldn't expect to even give it time of day, that come up and show me their appreciation, which is very nice.
Beautiful. You're opening up doorways for those who need it.
Yeah, well, coffin lids for some.
So how can ghouls out there in TV, internet, whatever the fuck they're watching this on, how can they find out about Marquis and the Rhythm Howlers? How can they tune inside out to your sound?
Well, you can find Marcus and the Rhythm Howlers on therhythmhowlers.com. We're on the Instagram as The Rhythm Howlers, Facebook, The Rhythm Howlers. We're on Twitter, but not The Rhythm Howlers. We're just Rhythm Howlers because the made it too long.
Right, left.
They don't like it that long.
Demons and morons. You've heard it here. Check out Marquis and the Rhythm Howlers at the links below somewhere. This is your gorgeous host as always, Count Cat, saying, get lost, see you later. God, I hate humans, stupid mortals.
I can't tell if y'all got hard-ons or dead. I think it's hard-ons. It's hard to tell, everything's stiff by the way, right? Oh, am I standing on something? Oh, there's that you.
reality that will amuse and confuse you.